Welcome back to literally whatever the show is named at this point.
That is true.
Every now and then I worded that horribly. I was going to say every now and then we do the show, but we are the Are You the Asshole crew. My name's Josh, got Nick and Jordan. We always do the show, and then we think it's cool to every once in a while sit down and kind of go through like what's going on with the show. Me and Jordan did this when you were gone, and we talked a lot. It was a lot more of I know I talked about me being bullied in middle school. You talked about like quitting like soda and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like the musical journey. And I don't know if you watched it. I pulled up a picture of you and me when we were juniors in high school.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Is it the one? I think I know the one you're talking about. Is it where we're at like Jennings County or something like that, and we're both?
No,
You're like on the bleachers, I think.
I know sorry, there's another photo where I don't even look like me in there. That was Jennings County. It was the one at Floyd, and it was I don't remember his name.
Was it the Evansville Rights game?
It was the Evansville Rights, because that was a big one, and if I can pull it up, I'll grab it. But yeah, like the whole thing was, I've known you since like high school. Jordan was kind of like the new face when we like get this going.
Yeah.
So I think like origin of the show, you know I put like created by Josh in the credits. You were the one that like, after our teacher was like, all right, do your assignment now. You're like, we should do that Already the Asshole thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I thought that you had a really good idea, and I mean, I felt that, you know, I just felt like it was something people find entertaining, and, you know, we've already worked together, so I knew we could get stuff done. Yes.
There's the boys.
Well, when you
without facial hair, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow.
When you shared that story out loud, in my circle, we were talking about like, just like stupid, like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was gonna do a cooking show, so.
Right. I was gonna do something I was good at, and it was like, that's not like that would be fun, but
you
like.
have a few of like your drumming things on the.
A
YouTube
few,
channel.
yeah, and it kind of stinks because like, I'm not gonna pick that back up, but like, I don't know. I promised a lot in the first 2 episodes, and then I was like, I'm never gonna touch it
Moving
again.
on to this next thing.
So yeah, when I heard you guys say that in class, I literally looked over at Josh and I was like, "Can I get in on that?" Like I was like,
Sure.
like I would love to do that.
And here we are.
Well, the main reason, like, in high school, I know, like, for games, you know how it is, it was 3 people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you and me knew the dynamic of 3 people. So I think that's why we were really like, yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Because with 2 guys, like.
It's like, and that was honestly kind of one of the things I was nervous for, is that if it was just us, it would have just kind of been like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
There.
You don't have like that third.
Opinion.
Yeah. It's nice to.
Yeah.
And where I'm glad, because I talked about last time with like the edits, I picked up a bit on obviously what we each individually find funny, our like little quirks and stuff. And you and me actually have very like similar humor. And I pointed out, anytime I show people the show, he's always the guy that gets pointed out for being like really funny.
Yeah.
Because if I show them the show, they know me, and they're like, "Oh, we have the same humor."
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
it was just the 2 of us, it would have been the same guy
Yeah.
doing the same. Like we had the whole debate of, "Oh yeah, dude, anime, hell yeah." And you're like, "Dude, I could give 2 shits about anime." And like we agreed on Star Wars movies. You're like, "Dude, the 6th one's the best one." Like it just adds a better discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not one of like it's not my opinion versus yours. It's like our opinion versus like it's like
Yeah.
there's more debate because you find comfort in like maybe we have an unpopular opinion that we agree on, but it's like the solidarity of like that minute opinion is like, all right, we're gonna fight you
No matter
Yeah.
what.
no matter what, even if our opinion sucks.
So I wish I can remember the date. But first, I don't know what the day we recorded it. We could go and find out it was uploaded. But first episode, Are You the Asshole? We broke into a classroom basically
Yeah.
to get the first one done because I think Trevor was doing a show at that point, or was it the radio room already locked?
It was locked.
Yeah. It was locked.
We went downstairs from class.
Yeah.
So we get in. We were bringing 2 stories at a time. First, what do you remember going into it? Like,
I was nervous.
were you?
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna like, cause like I didn't know you guys.
Right.
We just kind of like agreed to it.
Yeah.
But I'm not kidding, and this is kind of, I don't know, it's similar to music in that way, not to harp on that again, but I've always kind of just tried to throw myself in a situation where it's like, all right, sink or swim.
Yeah.
Like, and not that, there's like high stakes with this or anything, but it was like my first semester on campus at, in any setting. Like I haven't been.
I'm gonna time you out for 1 second. Do we clap sync?
No, do it at the end. We can do it at the end.
Continue.
Uh,
Sorry.
I was thinking about it when you said editing, and I was like, all right, we're gonna have to do that.
I'm gonna remember right as you hit the button.
Yeah.
I know my luck.
Yeah, not that there's like any high stakes or anything, but I hadn't been in a classroom setting since like my sophomore year of high school. Like I haven't had to
Yeah.
make friends.
Damn, that's crazy. Cause like,
Well, you weren't on campus.
I haven't been on campus. I've been a student here my entire 4 years of college, but this is my first semester on campus.
Damn.
I did everything just online.
Was that more by choice or?
Yeah, I got stuck in the flow because junior
Yeah.
year with COVID, it was like you don't even have the choice to go to school.
True.
And then it was like I really just enjoy. I learned better this way.
dude, I
Yeah.
mean, like, and it's just so crazy to see how COVID affected everyone from an educational standpoint. Because I felt like it completely derailed me from a momentum standpoint in my education.
I feel like I'm recovering from it now, like with my sleep schedule. Like
Yes.
my body is starting to catch up. Like
Yeah,
we
like
just went through that.
I'm,
I mean, yeah.
because I like do all the stuff that I needed to do for the day, whether it's homework or, whatever minute chores we had around the house, and then I just sit downstairs and play video games for the rest
Yeah,
of.
I got into a pattern like
I
that.
went kind of the opposite way. I leaned into the gym. I got in the most shape I'd ever been in,
I remember you
in
like,
my
telling
life.
us, so, yeah.
Yeah,
and
I see. I
I just don't now.
like, especially now that everything is passed. Before COVID, I was never a huge germaphobe, and now,
Got hand sanitizer in your
oh,
pocket.
dude, like I have it in my car. If I touch anything that feels not normal
Gross, yeah.
to my hands, they're washed and or sanitized.
The well, part of that, I feel like with school, I don't want to say I thrived under COVID, but at least the way the school work did, because in high school, a lot of the stuff when I was doing radio, it was very what it is now for us.
Yeah.
Your decision, your plan, shoot it, go. And I just did that for 4 years. So I was like, oh, so you're telling me I work at my own pace and I get it done when I need it to. Like that's my thing.
Yeah.
So I
I
couldn't do
think
it.
that shows because I mean, you take all the footage home, you edit the show. Like I think
Yeah.
I think that it shows that it's part of your just daily process. Like, has that ever been hard? Like, I'll do stuff with clients for like video work,
Right.
and I give them this time frame, and I don't touch it until like halfway through the time frame.
Yeah.
Is there like a period like that for you? I know you like to do the show, but like creating something, I guess, a little more monotonous, or like something you're not as passionate about. Do you have like problems like getting it delivered on time?
In terms of like deadlines, like I'll always get stuff done on time.
Yeah.
But what made it interesting about the show was, especially when we got down the format of one shot on the guy telling the story, and like you could play around, because part of it I didn't want to do, and it came from, I think I would have done it subconsciously, is just because it's me. I'm like, what if I accidentally put myself more in it these guys, just because I know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So part of like what I really like about editing it, it's finding the balance. There are days, and really just that show, you two are doing your own thing, or me and him are. It happens throughout, and you kind of have to like find that balance. And like another big part of it was the first 3 episodes. For my thing, I found myself very like cringy. Because
Yeah.
I made it such like an effort of self because I want to be funny. So
Right.
so there would be like times where if let's say you two were doing something, I would keep like interjecting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, they're doing
Let 'em go.
They're doing
Yeah.
something like, and I'm gotten a lot better. I'm like, just stay put, like, and I got comfortable with that, and I'm like way more.
I think
on in
we
the
talked
mix.
about that on the first episode where we just did. Like, there's as much comedy in a pause
Yeah.
than there is as like the
Oh, yeah.
punchline.
Well,
100%.
and it's just like for me, it was just like getting used to, like you said, giving people time letting them place their jokes, and just like being on a video show / podcast set. Like, I'm used to just like normal conversation where you just go and go and go, and it's like, you know, for a little bit to start out, it definitely felt like a little performative for me. Like I would
Sure.
Yeah.
try.
Well, you have a theater background.
Yeah, I would try. Well, and just like with jokes too, I would try to put them in where they didn't fit, and stuff like that.
I think
Yeah.
we're all guilty of that. At one
Yeah.
point.
I don't know. That's not like anything. I'm sure I've done it, but like I don't know that was necessarily like a concern of mine. Like, I consume a lot of comedy.
Yeah.
Like, not that I consider myself a comedian or anything,
Sure.
but like I enjoy listening to comedy shows and
People
listen-
laughing. It's like Luigi's
I'm so
Mansion,
so
Really.
funny that they're laughing.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, but I like comedy, so I think, I don't know, I think that way.
Yeah.
You know, like not necessarily that I'm always looking for a joke, but even in like the most tragic of instances, I could be like,
I mean, that's
that
how
would
I
be
am.
really funny, but
I didn't
Yeah.
tell you I'll bleep this, and I apologize. Did I tell you like you're saying about how much you love Elf, and I was like, oh, dude, I thought of something funny, but I can't say it, like on the school's
Yeah.
radio. I'm sorry this thing, but you're like, man, I really love Elf. I'm like, that explains why your parents are divorced.
you can leave that.
Okay, well I was
don't
like,
That's fucking
well I made a joke
crazy,
similar to
bro.
Buddy, and he was like, come on, man. But I was,
I don't
I
care.
was like, I don't know if I. But the part of like,
Yeah.
the thing with the class podcast is, especially like, because now that it's like over the semester, we know each other's humor. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
can make a joke to you, and it will make you two laugh, and other people are like the
It makes
Arby's
no
joke,
sense to
they're
anyone.
like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you? I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
This is I'm making these two laugh. I don't really.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's a fine joke.
Yeah.
Like that's the type of jokes I like. Like I know.
They're not trying to be offensive, but they hit at a
Yeah.
point.
I mean,
Yes.
strike a nerve. I mean, there's a little bit of truth in every every joke. Like, whether you believe that or not,
Oh, I believe the Arby's joke today.
the Arby's joke was real.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I think it's because of music. Like, I wasn't nervous about being in front of the camera. Like,
That's fair.
you know, I'll do Twitch streams. Like, I've got a relationship between a camera. Like, just the way I had to present myself. A band I was in went viral, and like we were
Going out.
We were
Yeah.
probably like a couple months away from grinding hard and hitting a record deal or something. Something crazy.
There you go.
But like I had no problem with being the celebrity, I guess you could put it that way. Like
The guy that went out and
yeah, just
Yeah.
being, I guess, like performative, but like remaining authentic at the same time. So like coming on, I wasn't nervous about like how am I gonna look online? How am I gonna sound? Does this joke make sense? I was more worried about like these guys know each other. I've got to prove that I'm worth, being known to them.
That's
the thing with that, and part of it was the moment I knew the three of us, because the first couple episodes, I tend to talk, I told you before, I was talking more to him just by
Yeah.
just the relationship already. I think it was the bug story, but the one where it was something like, you were like, and then it's my pet, and we were like, dude, what? Like, we all played on
Yes.
that. And Gay Hummus was another one where I
oh my gosh,
Yeah,
bro.
there's definitely some core moments you can tell when we got comfortable. Like when I
Yeah.
started bringing, like when I had the AI, when I felt like I was contributing, like
the AI.
the AI or not. It was like, okay, that's something that's an influence from me I can bring to this that I think
Yeah.
is fun and, creative.
Mine's
I-
just saying the F word. I'm kidding.
And misreading.
but
when
that's-
you
Yes.
misread, it's so funny.
Well, and it's kind of funny because in my behind the scenes story that we did, I probably made like 4 to 3 jokes about me just not being able to read.
Which
while
one?
I'm like our behind for like picking
Oh,
our
the
stories.
day in the life? Okay.
Yeah,
so
I'm just
I also
I'm like-
made jokes at your expense.
to begin my process.
I was way too like.
you
get
weren't
to it.
even there, and I was like,
I-
Nick, I literally look at the camera and I go, Nick can't read.
I was like,
Well,
to
but
begin
it's-
my process, I overcome my immense fear of reading.
Well, what drives me nuts about that is it's never
No.
off camera. It's never like before or after. It's not when he's talking to us just to
No.
make jokes. It's only when he's reading the story.
Yeah.
And it's like I like to think of myself as a well-spoken person.
Yeah,
I like to
right.
think that I can articulate well
For
and
sure.
I can voice my opinion in a way that makes sense and
Right.
can, yeah.
For sure.
And it's just, I don't know what it is about putting letters in front of me that I have to read. You know,
I've never been good at reading.
yeah,
Like,
no.
I can't pace myself.
No, I don't know how you all did on the on SAT versus ACT, but the reading section was so much shorter on the ACT, and it reflects my scores.
I wrote the first question and then walked out.
I think I only took the SAT.
Yeah, I did both, and the ACT kicked my ass.
Do you have to take both?
I don't think you have to take both. I don't know why I did, but I got in the teens on my ACT, and like the highest score is like a 36.
I got
Oh.
No,
I
I
got
did
like
like
a-
that's like really really bad.
I didn't
50%.
I
Yeah.
completely failed it. I remember like I took it during COVID, and I took the ACT because that's what IUS wanted, and I wanted to go to IUS because through Media Day that Floyd Central used to go to, I already knew Ron. I knew they had a radio station. I knew that Bloomington didn't. Like
Yeah.
it's close to home. I knew I was gonna go to IUS, and it said like ACT is what they look for, not SAT. And that year, like I remember waking up, going to go to it at 7 a.m. And my mom's like, they just set on alert. IUS is waiving ACT scores because of COVID. It's just going to
And you
be
just
on
bombed it.
transcript. I walked in, signed my name, filled in the first bubble, turned it in, and left.
That's awesome.
And I got in college. like it's truly like one of those moments where it's like I can't be bothered with
Yeah.
stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I think one thing that like translates to the show, I feel like when you look at the early episodes, I think I was over editing like a tiny bit.
I don't mind it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's one of those things like all I know is music, right? So like all I'm gonna relate to is music. But
Well, sure.
I look back at things I made in high school, and it's like I'm embarrassed of those things, but like part of me is like leave some of it up because then you see
Yeah, you see
The
your
progression.
progress.
Right, like
Yeah.
the show now. We're all so comfortable.
All right,
like,
it's routine now.
It's night and day.
Well, and I think like just like for me too, specifically, I think looking at your early work is a great way to keep yourself humble and to not, because like you can create like a really beautiful, perfectly post-production video edit, whatever, and get a really big head about it.
Yeah.
And that could be, potentially dangerous for your career and stuff like that. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's a balance. You have to be confident, but
Yes.
not
Yes.
delusional.
Yeah.
Because not having because like that was also one of my biggest issues was not having confidence when I transitioned from Western to IUS. I was in a period of a lot of, and like I've still been dealing with quite a lot of just issues stemming from that. It's just like not feeling adequate, I guess, from like a mental and performative standpoint within my field. And so it was just like getting myself into the mental mindset where it's like I can create content, I can do this. I'm just in my own way and I'm my own roadblock
Yeah,
right now.
definitely. I don't think. I mean, you've got the gear to do it.
Yeah.
And you've got infinite tools. Like anyone can
Yeah.
do it.
Grab
you know what I mean?
anything.
Like I know literal. Like I've got a family friend. He was a literal crackhead, and now he makes six figures holding the camera. Like
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I mean, it's the new like job now.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's not like everyone wants it since everyone needs it now. Like, it's going in a direction. now.
And I hope that. I feel like people we don't necessarily care to be cool.
No.
You know,
If I cared to be cool, I would be trying to be a very different person.
Right,
Yeah.
like we don't care to be cool, and whether or not that makes us cool. But for so long, people have been so focused. Like this is why I don't like Instagram a whole lot. It's like, it's a carousel of your highlights.
Yeah, look at all the cool shit that I'm doing in my life.
Literally.
The last time I posted on Instagram, like I'll post, I think like the one thing I post every year now is my family vacation.
I will post like Mother's Day, Christmas. I won't be like, check out this sweet. I rode a jet ski
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I don't care.
I'll do stories.
I
for
do the
people's
monumentous
birthdays.
things in my life. Like
Yeah.
I would never post a selfie and be
No.
like,
Me
look
neither.
at me with the selfie. But
Like,
like,
it's got my eyebrows waxed, guys. Look how beautiful I look.
right. Like but when I went and played some of the biggest shows I've ever played, it's like, all right, I went on tour. Like,
Yeah.
here's what I did on tour. Whether or not that's necessarily like, and I'm not afraid to embarrass myself. There's a picture on my Instagram of me like in a bathroom stall, like with my pants down. Like, Like it's like that's my like I don't care to be
Yeah.
cool. I once I started getting over the fear of like I need you to think I'm cool. Like high school nailed that out of me.
Yes.
Like by my sophomore year of high school, I had been bullied so much and just, you know, just beaten to a pulp, like mentally.
Well,
And
I
it's
think-
like dude, I don't.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's like your words don't hurt me, and that somehow turned into like a weird confidence.
Yeah.
But like I've still got so much anxiety.
Yes. Yes. And like the whole like figuring out like trying to make yourself like feel cool or like not cool, and you know that whole thing in high
The
school. Like
show makes you feel cool, if anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I think feeling comfortable is more important than feeling cool.
yes.
And I think that I hope, I really, really hope that the pendulum swings from this age of like, what's up guys? Today we're doing this and I'm spending billions of dollars. It's like,
So what's up, assholes?
dude,
Yeah.
let's go back. Honestly, let's go back to like the Logan Paul vlog days where it was just like, show me your day. Like just do your day.
Just like don't go to Japan.
Yeah, don't go to Japan. But like,
The,
all I could think of was like him
Guys.
holding a camera. Dude, that's not.
time about, did I ever tell you about the time when I first, in my headspace, like when I showed you guys the first like episode, like when it was fully like the format was
No,
gonna
I
be?
am curious though.
I
That's
was,
interesting.
so like, obviously I took like liberties, like I was
Yeah.
gonna add this transition, whatever, and the first one's very bare bones. It's just like the transition, the intro sequence, and the credits.
Yeah.
And it was I was super like, basically gonna be like they're gonna think this is the coolest shit in the world, or this is really really dumb. And a big reason, because I go talk about like editing and stuff, I have 2 rules in place, one for thumbnails and one for the actual edit. And they're pretty much the same. The edit is usually what makes us 3 laugh.
Yeah.
What we live that moment.
the story.
Which way to this encapsulates what it was like? Because like if you and me are here and Jordan's the one shot, you may make a joke and then I look at him, me and him laugh. You don't see that on camera. You have to get the right
Yeah.
cut to like when like that like connection is.
Right.
And with thumbnails, it is a little bit of like we talk about how we never remember the crazy shit we say. So I'm like, once it goes by for a week, and it's the reason I send you guys thumbnails.
It's like, oh.
Yeah.
The whole point I send it, my one rule is, when I send this, I want them to be like, oh yeah, it was the gay hummus. It was the
Yeah.
Star Wars episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was when you throw the hot dog picture.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, they see that and they're like, oh yeah, that's funny. That's what I think it's gonna.
I think
identify.
you, honestly, not to toot your horn, but like you kill it.
Yeah.
Like-
oh yeah.
The thumbnails are like, I always say it for last, but it's like, it's my favorite thing to do. So it's like
Dude,
after,
they're
after
so
an
good.
edit, and I get really like meticulous with like, I was gonna ask like favorite thumbnail. My favorite one is, I don't know why, it's the Thanksgiving special where I'm kissing him on the back of the head, and you're like, like that. Because the whole thing is, that face he made was when I said I liked turkey more than ham, and he was like,
Well,
what the
Yeah.
fuck?
And
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, are you pulling the still from the exact moment, or are you like finding the funniest faces? And
The gay hummus I had to, just because like, I think in the parentheses I said like, hardest we laugh or something.
Yeah.
But like if it's just Thanksgiving special, I'm like, what is the craziest like
the thumbnail face.
image I can make with this?
Yeah.
And like, I never liked YouTubers who like stage it. We did kind of a joke one for your birthday one, but I like the
Not a
organic
joke.
one. He makes the best faces because you're more animated
Yeah.
than us, and it's like the last thing I do, and it's so fun. And I always like getting your guys' reaction to it because I'm like,
Yeah, I think you kill it. One thing, this is a little more serious about like giving someone. I used to be such a control freak.
did you?
Like it was like I was.
I think I was to a degree too.
I would
Yeah.
be a part of projects and like
Let me take care of it.
no, there were some things where it was like you didn't do that right, fix it.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I don't like the way you did that. You've got to do it this way because
Yeah.
like trust me, bro. Like it's got to be this
Well,
way.
even me, especially when I was like, we should have that like with TV shows, the TVMA. I'm like, they're already gonna think again that's super cool. They're like, dude, chill out.
As a teenager, I didn't have that muscle exercised. It took me probably until I turned like 19, 20, where I was like, I am really kind of just mean to some people. Like I
Yeah.
need to, like I feel so passionate about the things I create.
And that's crazy.
How
us
can I-
hearing this.
How could I not let someone be creative? So like when you send an edit, it's like, dude, if you think it's a good idea, if you're proud of it, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, I always hit like, in editing, I always say like the only truly annoying thing is syncing, and that's once it's done, it's done. It's not like a continuous thing. And then like color grading, it's always difficult because it's all of our fault. Sometimes we forget to turn that light on.
Yeah.
If I wear an all white shirt, you guys are in black. It's like now you're trying to white balance against a
Yeah.
gray background. Like, so
Yeah.
there are some things you do have to be like,
Yeah.
this is as good as it's gonna get.
And that'll all be stuff that, gets ironed out as we start to dig it more. Like we're confined to a
Yeah.
school.
Oh, we found a way to sync these up without ever having to clap sync. I think I would kiss both of you.
Whoa, I gotta get on that.
Yeah, I gotta get some research going.
So another thing I was gonna ask is, what is your favorite episode we've done so far?
Ooh, I think
Can I stop real quick and start it over? Because it's 25 minutes.
Oh yeah, you're good. So I found a new thing that annoys me when everyone forgets to clap sync, and it's just as much as my fault as anyone else.
My
listen,
bad.
I'll take anything to get the file size off my back.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's
He loves when we mess up because it takes away the
Oh,
my
attention
big
from
my
his terabyte
my,
file sizes.
Yeah, my 300 megabyte file size.
what gets me the most. I will say before we go into favorite episode, we've done 17 episodes, and like it's skewed because we've done 2 sketches, 2 of these
couple specials.
Yeah.
blooper reels. Like it's past 20 at this point. The worst thing I've ever had to edit, it was the one where it kept shutting down on us.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
bro. I think out of all the times we filmed, that is the only time that I genuinely had an unenjoyable experience filming.
Here's
I
what-
did not enjoy
Ever?
it. I did not enjoy a single. Like
It was
when we
agonizing.
started that first little rolling bit
Yeah.
before the camera shut off for the first time, I was having a great time. And as soon as
Yep.
it started shutting off, I left. And I was
I think
in
you
such a
can
bad
tell
mood.
the shift in the episode. It's like we just slowly get more and more
Well, here's
degraded.
the killer. That's the Halloween special. It is I think our most watched video was the channel trailer. The most actual watched episode is the Halloween special.
Maybe we gotta mess episodes up more.
Right.
Please don't. The reason it's hold on. The reason it sucks, like yeah, I guess stopping to sync again is annoying. We forgot to clap sync
Every time.
every single time.
Damn.
And it's like, and the way you get around it obviously is I wait for us to go like, what? Because you can easily
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
that like reaction. But like that's the only time I've like edited a video and I'm like, you see like I'm a minute close to getting the cuts and I'm like, just get me to the end. I don't export this, upload it, and
One thing I'm eager to do for the future of the show, before we get to favorite episode, figure out how to get on like Spotify and like DSPs and like figure out like
Get
how do
to
we
it.
make it real? How can I contribute outside of an edit? Like maybe building a set, finding
Yeah.
like
like,
we have feedback on this because we've shown people, friends, the show, and a lot of my friends really like it. But one of my friends, what she said was, it's good, but it needs to be video. And I watched it back without video because the problem is like I'll be like, look at him laugh. Did you see him? It's
Yeah.
like, all right, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, you can do that on Spotify.
It's from
You can do that on Spotify now. So Spotify,
well,
hit us up.
Well, like the point, like I want to get to it is, and we got a comment earlier. It was the one Josh Comfort's
Oh
view.
yeah.
Like it's stuff like that. Like it was a little bit like goofy, like all right, you're overplaying it a bit. It's stuff. What got me was like, oh, I appreciate your guys' like friendship or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm glad that's being captured
Yeah.
Yeah.
instead of being like, oh yeah, it's 3 college guys joking. It's like,
Right.
no, they're all having a good time at like the end of the day.
I really enjoy this. It's something that like
It's so fun.
it's not necessarily like professional by any means. Like
I don't want
Yeah.
it to be
It's-
too professional.
yeah, I mean eventually that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? But like it's one of those things like I do so much that it's nice to have something that's still creative that's like slow down.
That doesn't feel like
Work.
that doesn't feel like work or a chore.
Yeah. It's
It's
just like show up and just
and
Have
Boole.
fun. The hardest thing you have to do, you're telling me the hardest thing I have to do is look at my phone, which I am already doing,
Right.
Literally.
and find a funny story? Oh no.
Oh, damn it.
I am now, just because some of these I need a refresher on.
Yeah, I'm going to look at my.
I'm going off rip before I go a deep dive. My favorite has to be Gay Hummus.
Yeah.
I think there's probably a recency bias, but Gay Hummus is a really good episode.
I'd say it's either that one or the funeral home story episode.
Yeah, I also like take back like I think my actual favorite one is the Jordan being a priest.
Yes. Oh, but on the Thanksgiving special thumbnail, I was like, when did this happen in the
Yeah,
in the
I
video?
pointed that out.
Because I did not know that Josh walked behind me,
I didn't make like a
and
loud.
kissed me on the back head, or like
I
mimicked it.
aired it. I didn't like actually.
Yeah, yeah.
What's our channel
I
called?
mean, if you wanted to, you know.
It's just simply
kidding.
Are You the Asshole?
But like, it's funny watching the videos back as well, and seeing some of the stuff that that like we missed.
Because I get that in the edit, obviously. But like I told him, I don't really watch episodes as they come out because with the edit, I've lived them,
Yeah.
like you guys, and two, I've like seen the playback. So very recently, like a week ago, I started going back to like, I can watch episode 1, 2, 3, 4, stuff I've already forgotten,
Yeah.
and like, what kills me is like I'll show people and like they'll audibly laugh like out loud, and I'm like, that's
that's
a
good.
great.
Yes.
And like I love to it's never just like, oh yeah, you're funny or that's cool. It's always like you guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's like my girlfriend and I will talk about it, and she's like, the three of us bring such a good dynamic to the table. Like, Jordan, very funny.
Thanks.
Unfunny.
no. Josh is the story merchant. Okay, Josh.
Honestly,
Josh
yeah.
he just brings the best
I
content to
probably
the table
spend way too much time that I need to trying to
consistently
find
week in and week out.
weird
But
like,
it needs to happen. Like one of us has to do it.
yes.
Yeah. I think like part of the joy of like Are You the Asshole, because you guys know how it is. You'll be like, am I the asshole because I didn't tip too much? And it's like
Right.
everyone has that thought, and then you find the one where it's like,
Josh is like, am I the asshole for putting down my kid's service animal?
am I the
It's
asshole
like,
for
that's
being?
insane.
Yes.
Am I the asshole for being attracted to that dolphin? It's like,
Yeah.
it's like what the fuck is
What do
this
you
story?
like? What do you mean? Are you an asshole? No, you're like just being weird.
Yeah, I'm
What do
pretty
you
sure it's
mean,
a
Kanye?
fetish. The
Kanye and fish sticks.
I think because the thing that got me with Gay Hummus, it was we made the joke, or I told the story halfway through, and like my segment of reading the story was like 6 minutes, his was like 7, and Nick's was like 17, and I felt bad for you because I'm like, we're kind of ruining this guy's story. He can't get
Yeah.
through it, and we were just doing the dumb, especially when we're messing with the microphones
Oh
to
my
get him to
gosh.
laugh.
Bro, that was so hard because I'd just be reading, look
And
up.
just see it out of
Jordan
your
and Josh
peripheral.
are like throating their microphones.
I can't find that channel on YouTube.
Seriously?
Do you need me to send it to you?
Yeah, just send it to the group.
But- Oh, and you can go. I'll send it.
yeah, I just
know
have a
where my
lot
phone
of
is.
fun, man.
Whoops.
Oh, what gets me about this, another good contender, I know it's not an episode, but the Drunk on the Radio.
I just love the bloopers for that episode.
Yeah, the bloopers are good. I think this was the first bit of negative feedback that I got was some of the skits.
I'm sharing, hold on, I'm sending you the most recent video because that's what let me do,
Okay.
but you can just obviously go from there.
The skits, we need to, this is probably an off-camera conversation, but like, we need to cater to social media more
Yeah.
than
It needs to be
YouTube.
more thought out.
Yeah, and just maybe shorter.
Yeah.
Like the Friday Beers guys, they're so
oh my
funny.
gosh, they're so funny.
They do it so
I
right.
love Friday beers.
They do it so right, and it's just
I feel like we're good. We can make good concepts. Like I think the idea.
oh for sure. I'm
Yeah.
not critiquing that at all.
Like I think the whole Ryan Late sketch was great. I feel like we need because the whole idea was literally, I'll write jokes, you just react as they're like that's a good like stage performance.
Yeah.
I think more than anything, and it's like you gotta give me more thought out.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. And plus, like I looked back on those jokes and I'm like, there's like 4. that are like that are good, and the rest are kind of like you're hitting a current meme, and that's about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that would be good. We just kind of going forward with the skits, we should work on like, will this be funny in 2 years?
Oh, there you go.
Will this be funny in 2
Will it
months?
stand the test of time?
Yeah.
What's your guys' favorite episode?
Let me look.
Because then I also want to ask, what's the worst episode?
I could probably
The worst
find the
episode
worst
is
episode.
100% the
Halloween.
Halloween special to me.
You think? I think the ending is really bad.
Yes, just like that whole episode as a whole is just like
It's thrown together just
it's a
because
nightmare
it was
episode.
broken.
Yeah, just because we needed a Halloween special. And
I
we all
will
dressed up.
say, man, it's not because you're not in it, Josh, but episode 2 might be my favorite.
Oh,
it's the bug story.
I do
Yeah.
constantly forget about, and one of my favorite stories from that one as well is the roommate that didn't change the toilet paper. And
I remember watching
Jordan and
that
I went on
back.
like a 5-minute joking tangent about
That's
like
what, that's
eating
what these
toilet
like
paper.
screenshots are.
Yeah.
Guys.
I go, what did I say? I was like, well, we don't know what she's doing with it.
Yeah.
And you go, what are you suggesting? And I go, she could be eating it.
and then like 30 seconds later, I go like chubby bunny challenge.
Dude, your voice is what kills me.
That I don't know. This is more of a sentimental reason. That's probably my favorite because I felt so much pressure the first week.
And
To
you,
be able to bond one-on-one made me
Yeah.
way more comfortable to bond with you.
I
Yeah.
get that 100%.
So it was like, yes, I'm making this guy cry, laugh right now. I know I can make the other guy
Yes.
cry, laugh.
Yes.
So that was probably my favorite.
Yeah, I was a little nervous for the episode just because, like,
Josh carries the ship.
yes.
You're the
yeah,
captain.
Yes.
I was nervous too, because who introed that? You did.
Yeah, because like
I also-
especially at that point, you were very good at getting us structured and getting us started within our episodes and stuff like that.
Well,
True.
I think I get too much credit because what gets me about it, like I get you could say like editing, but like the thing about like with the show is, especially when I look back on the old ones, like when you intro it, the guy kind of takes like the lead. What's the opening kind of gag gonna be? It's
Yeah.
kind of dictated by who goes. But after that, you two are good at like making jokes. I can do one-liners and react to it very well, and that's true to my humor in real life.
Yeah.
Like that goes outside the show, because the whole thing about like going back to like Gay Hummus, you trying to make him laugh. It was your joke to like make the microphones touch, and then I was like, speaking of docking,
Yeah.
like you can make
Yeah.
jokes, I can build on them pretty well.
I just love the idea. Like, I consume so much comedy to go back to that. Like, episode 2, the bug ruined our relationship. Like, that whole time where I'm like, I'm setting you up. I know that I'm gonna say that she's eating the toilet paper. Like, not that I'm some genius, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I know, like, this is where I'm gonna end up. How long can I just get him to like care about what I'm saying?
Literally.
So when I was like, we don't know what she's doing, and the minute you went, well, what are you suggesting? I knew that I was hook, line, and
Hook.
sinker.
Oh, got him.
I think I know what my least favorite episode is now.
What's that?
It's the only one I do not remember. It's episode 8, We Go Super Saiyan. I know you told it.
Yeah, that one does kind of feel like, because that was the JoJo's episode. That one does kind of feel like a fever dream. Because
Yeah.
I remember I got in here because you all recorded that first episode, the first part of that little
Without
duo
you.
that we did because I wasn't here because I was running late
This is
at
one of the
work.
ones that comments. JoJo's been the best anime for years. Jordan's uncultured.
See, I love that too. Just the fact that like we're doing something where people feel the need to chime in.
Well, it's-
Yes.
And like I love reading it.
Yes, I love it when people.
Oh
give
my
their
god,
feedback.
this is
Yeah.
this is for one episode I tried the page turn effect.
Oh.
There's so many edits I've tried in where I'm like, dude,
I'm also gonna simultaneously say that episode 2 is my least favorite episode for one reason. I edited it, and I didn't like the edit. The color grade sucks. Like just from a technical perspective, like
color
Well,
grading ain't that
and-
much better.
The thing is though, like
your color grading's good.
Dude,
you
we're
all
stupid.
were fighting against me though in the first couple of episodes because I wasn't white balancing my camera
It's fine.
to start.
I
We
it worked.
Well, also, by the way, the We Go Super Saiyan, that was the very first AI. So that's Now I remember that.
Ah.
But the kicker to like all this stuff, also just for is JoJo like your favorite anime?
It's either that or Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop's my favorite. But what I thought was funny about it is you took such a hard stance. on
Oh,
it. I was like,
I wasn't even trying to be like subtly unbiased or anything like that. Like I was the most egregious bias I've ever done. Well, and because when I saw it on Reddit, I was like, I see this story where I can come in and not even think about the perspective of either readers. I'm only going to think about my own.
Yeah,
Perspective
and
here.
that's fun. That's kind of how I approach some of the AI stories too. It's like, just put myself in that headspace.
Yeah.
Would I have written this story?
How can I make this about me? No,
Yeah. How can I be a white guy about
Yes.
this?
Yes.
dude, that's the. I
That's
can't
such
remember.
a good way to put it.
I know it was one of you two. One of you guys. I can't remember which one of us said it first, but that's such a staple.
Oh, yeah.
like 3 white guys.
Three
judging
white guys
people.
judging you on a podcast.
Do what we do best, judging.
Yeah.
people. That's so great. And that's like another thing too. The best like running gags, the ones we create, which are we mentioned Gay Homeless a few times. There's that,
Yeah.
and then the ones that just happen sporadically, him misreading and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A pet peeve I have, and it's all on me. I say rough way too much.
Well, mine is.
Anytime they're like, and then he cheated on her with her sister. Oh, that's rough.
Mine is that's fair.
Yeah.
My dude, because my
I literally-
girlfriend.
wait, man, until when my day in the life comes out, I'm writing the story, right? Like I'm going through and like,
Please tell me you call it.
I'm going through and I go, I know, like I highlight it and I go, I know that Nick is gonna go, that's so fair.
Dude,
At this point in the story,
That's
you
so
and me
good.
have like 3 default settings.
Yes.
I always go like, ooh, like whenever something like
Yeah.
shocking happens. Like it's so, and that's like stream of consciousness. Like that's why I really do like editing. Is like you catch
yeah.
the vibe more than anyone else.
Yes.
I try to be so brain dead where it's just like whatever the first thought I
Yes.
have is
Say
what
it.
comes out.
Yes.
Which is
Um,
why it blows my mind. I can't remember what your sensor was.
I can't remember it either.
We talked this, you weren't there, but I had a buddy, he watched an episode, and he thought it was funny, but he put up a clip where, like, it was you doing the story, and me and Jordan were reacting. You said something, he said, like, a one-liner off what he said, but I bleeped it out. And after I bleeped out, you hear him go, like, oh, you should probably cut that. And he was like, what did he say? I'm like, that was 2 months ago. I don't know what he
Yeah.
said.
See, and we were talking before, like, the main class, like, it's not anything, like, that would have been, like, cancelable. It was
Yeah.
probably something
it
about,
wouldn't have been
it was
bad.
probably something, like, about the school or something.
Yeah.
That's what
I
I'm thinking.
bleeped out a student's name I said, and then but like what drives me nuts is I made that like really off like fat joke, and we didn't censor that. That's,
Yeah.
probably,
No.
that's probably the worst thing I've said.
You gotta
I
let
mean,
that marinate.
like in
You gotta live in that.
Oh,
I
100%.
like even in the last episode, I literally inappropriately giggled right before I said a very racist joke in one of the stories.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think we
Yeah.
not my brightest moment.
well,
not my
we
brightest
caught
moment.
it. I said like you're laughing how insane it is, and you're like right.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I didn't write this.
No. This is not my perspective. No.
The so I think we're getting kind of close on time. Like, big thing, we got Christmas special
Yeah.
next year, and we'll probably say it in the episode we do it. It'll be one episode. It'll be posted Christmas Eve is how like the time slate works. It'll be the only episode that week, and I think we're taking a week off.
Take a little bit off.
Enjoy the holidays, and plus like. So that's like updates for that, and the big thing is going into 2025. What are we wanting to do? What are we leaning more towards? Evolution of the show, go more into sketches, more stuff like this, some new stuff like.
One thing I do want to work on, and I think it'll be 2 things: fixing the audio issue so we're not doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, it works, but there's been days.
Which
where-
I've got the capability, but it would require us to like have a studio.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point we can ask, because the studio space changes. We would have a consistent one, and we can ask the guy like, "Hey, are you doing your show same time next semester? If not, we may have it."
Yeah, I'm just saying like I'm kind of like just being a musician. It's like I'm super into like the sound engineering and like just
Yeah.
the tech side of everything. So it's like I want by the end of, by the time we graduate to maybe have like one, if not all, a new set of microphones that feed into a computer that are like time
Going.
coded, and it's just like
It's like a roadcaster.
just like yeah, like seriously, like a SM7B.
I mean, well, and because I'm not. Oh well, I don't know. I'm not gonna. Well, is this gonna be aired footage or what we're talking about right now, or?
Oh, yeah, this is like just normal. Like it'll go up
Okay.
on the channel. I'm just like, like what would you guys like?
I
wanna
because
do?
like I don't know. Like, because if I continue to intern where I'm interning right now,
Yeah.
next semester we could probably just use the studio space
Normal
for free
studio.
because he has a roadcaster, 3 mics,
Oh,
3
cool.
cameras,
Oh,
everything
wow.
like that.
See, yeah, that's
I-
what I'm talking about. Like something like that. I know how to do it.
But I
Uh,
yeah. So
You need that sensor,
okay.
just let it ride.
yeah, I'd censor that. Yeah, please.
I have a timer going. It's like, okay, sensor at
Yeah.
beep.
I think it's like no problem. Like I want to, like a big goal of mine next year is to buy a house and move out.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want something with a basement that I can just turn into my fun room. Like
That's my thing.
drum room, studio.
Well, and
then,
it's like-
with something like this, it's like I wouldn't mind having a corner of the room
I
being
mean, we
this.
build out a set.
right.
I mean,
Like
literally.
that would be amazing.
Dude,
Yeah.
just putting like just so many like cool like just like shit like that. Like we've talked about like not to spoil what's gonna happen, but we're
Yeah.
gonna have like trinkets I think that we can put up and be like,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah.
And like there was like stuff where it's like if we get like pictures like taken of us in the studio, frame one, put it on a shelf. make
Yeah.
My
that.
brother's a photographer. I'll have to show you some of his pictures.
I mean,
He's
like, literally,
monsters.
I feel like I feel like we have a great idea and we can build on it more. But I think a good thing now is we are getting the reps in. We're getting
Yes.
Yeah.
how each other, the humor, the stories we bring.
Yeah.
Because the Asshole is never gonna go away.
Right.
It's like
I-
the most active subreddit ever.
Yeah.
Another goal of mine, like fixing audio and getting a studio space, finding a name, like a name.
Yeah, like
That's like
a
super important.
because like it's nice that we are kind of tagging ourselves with the brand of Are You the Asshole, so we can kind of build off of that, I guess subreddit's popularity and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But
But you're also like
we're
so drowned out by the subreddit's popularity.
yeah, that it's almost a little too
Right, like I spent 20 minutes trying to find our YouTube channel.
yeah.
It's like
well,
I'm,
and the
I'm
same thing.
subscribed to it, but
when
I
I
should have
showed-
just went there. But
Oh well, I mean, like that's the thing. When I showed Levon this afternoon to get him to subscribe to our channel, I had to go through my subscriptions, look it up, and then send it through there. Like he couldn't
Yeah.
even look it up on his YouTube.
right, I think like a sweet new name.
I think like during this like week break we really get into like all right, this is what
And then figuring out, like, is the show centered around Are You the Asshole stories, or could that be more of like a segmented thing? Like finding out what the podcast is.
Yeah.
gotcha.
Like, I enjoyed just being able to sit here and talk. Like, we're not necessarily like, maybe not worth people's time yet.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's fun. So like, I want the balance of like almost like a segmented show. Like I can't think of any podcast that's got like, all right, today we're talking about
X, Y,
Reddit
Z.
stories.
Yeah.
It's usually just conversations, and I enjoy that. Like I want more of the conversation, and like not compromising
What it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just finding a new way to like make it the thing and stand out is like my big goal.
And I think
What do you guys think? I mean,
I'm with you. I think it's just a matter of hey, we're gonna.
just making it better.
Yeah, like
like,
I've said it like before. Like I like the show. Like the format doesn't anger me at all, but it's like I've even said like during this week break, I use so many presets. I want to make because I put our names like during the episode. I want to have our own graphic. I want to design it, make our own font if I can. Like I want to. Probably the week break, I'll really go into like these are the official.
One
things.
thing I want to do, don't quote me on it yet, but there's a podcast that I used to, I still listen to it, but they used to have a really cool intro, and it would like use audio bits from episodes, but it was on top of like a trap beat. So
That's
like
dope.
it was like they would do the cold open and then the intro would start and then it was like the introduction of the show, but it was like the best moments from
Screw you,
those.
homophobe.
Yeah, like I would love to. I'll show you
Oh,
guys
that's
off air.
that's why I like the channel trailer. It plays. I did like the little ragtime music, and
Yes.
it cuts to like just funny shit we've done.
Yeah, I think upgrading the graphics would be cool, and then finding like an intro with like a video element
Oh.
would like really beef it up. Like, and I'll take on composing the music and
Oh, hell, original
And-
music.
yeah,
Yeah, that'd be sick if we get some original music
I
as well.
would love that. I think it'd be sweet.
Well, and it's just like it's also just like another thing for you to.
Yeah, it's
another way for
yeah.
you to display your work and stuff
Creativity.
Well,
like
and
that.
also I don't see it necessarily as like come check out my music, but it's like I did this with a band I was in high school. Like I didn't feel like I was necessarily contributing a whole lot because it was like, you know how to. We talked about this the first time. It was like you know how to do it. Why would I learn?
Yeah.
So it's like you know things that I don't know that you're gonna do that I appreciate, but it's like I have to reciprocate that. So like finding those options and exhausting them is like it's something that I like long to do wherever I am.
I think that's good.
Dude, I'm down. I don't
Yeah.
care.
I was-
I'll reschedule this phone call. I don't care.
I just feel like with the show, it's such. I just don't want to lose the essence of it.
Yeah.
Yo, 100%.
Like I feel like we're going on the right track, and I do agree with like a lot of those ideas.
So I'll shout these guys out. Do your homework on this and watch an episode from them. It might make sense. It might click for you. It might not. I love these guys. They're all over my TikTok. Bread Basket.
I don't
It's
think
two
I've heard of
brothers.
them.
They always do like the character drafts.
Yes, I know what
they,
you're talking about.
They have a podcast and it is awesome.
Like-
Like they do this segment where it's like each week they bring an MV, an LV, and a rookie. And it's their most valuable, least valuable,
Yep.
and then something new. And it's like never people. It's always like this most recent episode I listened to, it was like his rookie was socks because he went to the store and bought a brand new pair of socks. And he talked about how he spent like $1,000 on socks.
That's
It's just
heinous.
like it's just stupid, but it's
Yeah.
a staple segment of every episode, regardless of what they talk about. And I think that's how we can kind of get to the point where it's like, all right, it's time for Reddit.
Because it's a big thing to me. I really like doing this. I think I had a YouTube channel before this. I had a gaming channel with my buddy Seth, and we got like close to like 600 like subscribers.
Yeah.
And like we did Q&As every 3 months because people would just do it. So I feel like I missed, and like we stopped it a year ago, but I missed it like so much. I was like, I like doing shit like with a guy.
Yeah.
Maybe we do it the way we're doing it now until the point where it's like, do you know the therapy gecko?
Yes. God, I love the
To
therapy
the point where
gecko.
it's like people are sending their, like, judge
Their-
me, please. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm right or wrong in
Yes,
this.
I think. Oh, dude, therapy gecko's so good. He's
Oh,
amazing.
man. Anyway, I think we've got a lot of passion for this, honestly.
Oh yeah.
And that's the thing too. We even talked about like even when college wraps up.
Oh,
We're
still
this
going.
is
We're still
this
doing
is something
this.
I want to continue.
So I think the best thing to say is stay tuned because we're not going anywhere.
We're not going anywhere.
If you like more of like these more serious discussions, they'll become more regular, I think, as like time goes on. Because as stuff gets crazier and bigger, we're gonna have more memories to
Yeah.
walk
Yeah.
through.
I also think, like, it would be cool to maybe make this less of a frequent thing and bring some of it more into the episodes throughout the week.
I'll agree with that too.
That's kind of what I meant by, like, not necessarily removing Reddit from the episodes, but like making it more personable. Maybe we take, 20 minutes at the beginning and just chat shit and then
Just go through it.
Yeah.
But as from
I thought that was a really good idea.
Yeah, they liked that
I really
idea.
hope that gets picked up. We're gonna look insane. The big thing coming up: Christmas special, Christmas Eve. You get your Reddit stories that are Christmas themed. You're gonna get yearly wrap-ups of all the weird stat stuff I've collected. One of which is what we've all said. Like we've done 20 episodes. You've done 9 assholes, 11 not like the assholes. How many times he's misread? Like we're
Nick
calculating
has started 1,000 times.
F-bombs. It's just like
the whole
just
thing.
Mario Party style.
Who goes through
Yeah.
it, and we'll decide asshole of the year. And of course, Secret Santa gift exchange is also going to happen.
Does the Christmas episode conclude season 1, or do we go until we hit 52?
I think because we're taking a break and we're talking about adding new things to the show, I
Go
think
season 2?
season 2, baby.
Season 2, baby.
Now, do I go back in the episodes and put season 1, episode 1?
Nah.
Nah.
All
It's the prequels. Or the prelims.
We'll just do it like
prequels.
It's
we'll
like
do,
it's
we'll
like
do what shows do, and we'll do like 200
season.
Yep.
yeah.
I see
So
what you're
each
saying.
season is 300. You know what I mean? Anyway, we got to wrap up. My camera probably shut off.
If this is just audio, I'll put the logo over it.
Yeah. Okay.
And we will,
We can just have a picture of us right here.
Yeah. Just yeah.
and we'll see you guys around. See you on Christmas.
Oh man, I love Christmas. Stay off Reddit. We didn't say that. Stay off Reddit.
Clap sync.